Welcome to the Curated Beauty Podcast. Jessica Christie here, a health and beauty enthusiast who became a medical practitioner to be the authority on how to enhance both your outer beauty and inner beauty for the most confident glow. Founding and owning a multi-million-dollar aesthetic medical practice in Michigan, my mission is to bring all the bi-coastal innovations to the fresh coast of Michigan. From which aesthetic treatment gives you the most bang for your buck to how to create systems to be both professionally fulfilled and still have freedom of time and relationships, we will be diving into it all. Welcome back to the Curated Beauty Podcast. I'm excited to talk about the topic today because I think that it has so much to do with my business because it's one of my core values. And it's something I'm very passionate about digging into and figuring out what it looks like for individuals because I run a team and I'm a leader. And I think a lot about what impact does your environment have on you? What are you spending time doing? Are you putting yourself in circles of people that bring you up, or are you self-sabotaging by being in arenas that are bringing you down? You know, you always hear the age-old saying, you are the combination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Are you choosing those people wisely? So my goal is to increase my impact as a leader positively and to increase my awareness and all of our team's awareness daily about our core values and to keep those in the forefront of our mind. When my business started, I actually didn't really have core values. I had a mission statement for the website because they said to have one. I had a slogan because, hello, branding. I am good at that. But my business had grown so quickly and all of a sudden, I really didn't know what my core values were. And let alone that, I did not adequately, appropriately communicate those to my team. And you're just opening yourself up for a whole bag of issues if you don't do that. So I think about my core values, and one of them is impact. Our team has impact. I trickle impact into my team. My team has impact with each other and on me. And then, of course, we impact our patients' lives, and that plays into our vision. We have other core values, but that one is a newer one that I added because it just kept coming up as a running theme. And so I think about this. When someone has a positive impact on you, it trickles and it can elevate our visibility. And we set an example for how to move through this industry. And we get to a position where we know what we're all about, and then we can attract the right patients to enrich our lives. That's really what it's all about. It's not all about money. It's about quality relationships. And those are the ones that we want to attract. You know, we talk about the benefit of that, which we'll get into a little bit more, but I want to break down kind of some main positive impact categories and also some negative ones and kind of bring awareness to this whole issue. So positive impact that I want to have. I want to have vision and direction, and I want to be a strong leader with a clear vision to inspire and to motivate my team members to work toward common goals and achieve success. I want employee engagement. I use more like of a team engagement approach. I think that good leaders foster a positive work environment. And honestly, that leads to higher team engagement and satisfaction and retention. If everyone's walking into work every day pissed off because they don't like the attitude of this girl that you're allowing to continue to poison your environment, let alone cliques that form within your team, you're just not creating and fostering unity, and you're not keeping that main mission and vision in the forefront of your mind. So another thing that positive impact helps with is decision making. So effective leaders make informed decisions that benefit the company, and it helps us navigate challenges and capitalize on opportunities. And if you aren't able to make decisions quickly, that is okay. I'm pretty much like a blank type of person. If you haven't read the book by Malcolm Gladwell, it's a good one to revisit. I read it as a really young person. I would say entrepreneur, but I wasn't yet. I was working for the hospital system. And it's all about how you can make decisions quickly because those are really truly the ones that align with who you are. You haven't had time to filter in all of the biases of how your decision can get cloudy. And so I've always aligned with that book. It was so crucial to read so early because I utilized that blink capability so much. Okay, so another one is innovation. So by encouraging creative thinking and embracing new ideas, strong leaders like myself can help drive innovation and help others stay competitive. So my injectors, I love for them to be innovators, but at least early adopters. I want them to bring ideas to me that they're seeing out in our community as potential benefits to our practice. So if there's a new service, treatment, product, and they find it exciting, they're early adopting and bringing that in, and we're able to innovate and stay competitive and relevant in our practice. And that's the exciting science part for me. Another positive impact is the whole collaboration and communication. So this is something that I just have on my heart lately is just good leaders promoting open communication and collaboration and valuing what your team members have to say. You hired them because they're helping you do a job, and because also by you impacting them, there's a return impact and you're learning from them. So you're just creating this more unified, efficient workplace by being able to collaborate and lean on individual unique abilities and strengths. And another impact, one of my one-on-one sessions this was a running theme and brought up reputation and brand image. So a strong leader can improve a company's reputation and brand image. I created my reputation and brand image, but I also need to maintain that and align with people on my team that also understand that. So we're making sure that we're attracting the right patients and strategic partners, and then future talent of the people that will eventually continue to work with us. All right, so we've talked about the positive part first. I'm definitely a glass half full person. But let's talk about the negative part, okay? Because I've definitely had facets of this in my business as well, whether it's me or people that I allowed to be in the possible little bit of a manager's seat. So micromanagement. Ooh, nobody wants to be micromanaged. They do want to be managed and communicated with, but it's communication. It's not micromanaging. When you're micromanaging, you're not trusting that the people that you have aligned in your business are going to be able to do the job. And furthermore, you are not trusting yourself. And you are also, as my new strategic time management coach talks about, you're in your head. If you're using your head to do all of these tasks, then you think that you need to be inserting yourself into everyone else's business to help them do their job better. If you're in your head, you're not going to be able to let go and let the trust happen to let people do their jobs. So overbearing leaders who micromanage can just stifle that creativity and harm employees' morale, actually. And then you actually start to become the bad guy. So it just really shoots you in the foot anyway. And it hinders overall productivity, not to mention the investment that you make in your team members. If they're like, peace, I don't want to be micromanaged, you just really made a bad decision. And that leads me to my next point, negative impact, poor decision making. So ineffective leadership can lead to poor decision making, resulting in financial losses, missed opportunities, damage to the company's reputation. I mean, if you don't align with everything that you believe in and have that impact, and you're more so leaning into that negative impact, you're just going to make bad choices. And then that has such a massive trickle down in a negative connotation and way. Also, toxic work environment. Oh my goodness. Even as a business leader, there have been times where I walked into my own business and I wanted to turn around and walk out because I felt the negative environment. That's on me, first of all, the onus to keep that right and tight. But a negative leadership style can also create a toxic work environment. And I want to dive into this a little bit, but this really is harmful to our businesses because it leads to employee turnover, low morale, like we talked about, and reduced productivity yet again. Just running themes here. But when we talk about toxic work environment, there was a time where I had some turnover, and it wasn't because I was walking in and being a toxic person. I just had zero finger on the pulse of what was going on in my business. I thought if I had a hands-off approach and I just paid people a lot and I, didn't ask them anything extra than what they were bringing to the table, that why would they leave, But what I learned through that is that is toxic. They want to be led. They want to be fostered. They want to know that they're part of the team. They want to have connection, and they want to know that they're living that purpose too. And so I definitely learned that it doesn't always look like what it is. You can have beautiful intention and it can actually still be toxic. And then another negative is resistance to change. Leaders who are inflexible and resistant to change, which I actually don't really like change. Who likes change? It's kind of tough sometimes, but that can prevent your company from adapting to new market conditions and, new products, new procedures, new relationships. And ultimately, it really hurts our long-term success because you start to dive into this hole of like, this is what we're doing and this is what works. And you're not seeing the big picture. Oh boy. Also, lack of accountability. When leaders fail to take accountability for my own actions or decisions that I've made that haven't been positive, it can really erode trust and take a toll on the whole organization as a whole. I definitely have had to get myself thinking outside the box. I've realized that whenever I've thought, oh my gosh, that's that person's problem and they're, wrong, I really realized that I'm thinking inside the box. I need to remove myself and think outside of the box and think, no, I'm wrong for thinking that. And it doesn't mean you need to, allow this person to walk all over you. They very well may need to go. But by getting outside of the box, it's like, well, I'm allowing this somehow. So what impact can I do? What impact can I have to turn this around and make it positive? Also, ineffective communication. So poor communication from leadership can really just lead to misunderstandings, confusion, wasted resources. So, I also had a one-on-one with one of my team members and they said, gosh, I feel like a lot of the things that we do could be more systematized. And so we're creating SOPs. And I never even knew what SOPs were. Maybe you're laughing about that. As a business owner of a very successful business, I didn't know. And now we're creating them because it creates automation. It creates a playbook for every employee to be able to have and run with. And I'm just learning this. And thank God, it's never too late, right? It's never too late to get Botox. It's never too late to learn how to put systems and processes in place. And I will say one more thing about that. I always thought that it meant, oh gosh, that takes away my freedom. Like, I don't want to have everything just be robotic and automated. And I really have now realized that it's okay to have an automated way to answer the phone or hire an employee. You're freeing your mind for time, purpose, money, freedom of money, how to make money, and relationships. Like, I want to spend more time with people. That's what I want to happen. And then also a negative impact could be favoritism and bias. So leaders that show favoritism and display any sort of bias really demoralize employees. That just is going to foster major resentment and really reduce that, again, cohesivity of a team. I want my team like Velux XC, like really cohesive, hard to separate. If you're not in the filler world and you're just listening to this, cohesivity, I thought of a really good example the other day. But anyway, we want to stick together. And that is not favoritism and bias. That is not going to make us stick together. That is going to repel. And I have to also tell you, that is on the leader, because if you're creating favoritism and bias, you're insecure and you're manipulating and you're getting into trying to create your own clicks for your own agenda. So, I really think that when we go back to thinking of how this plays into our business, I just think that it really saves money on patient acquisition because you look at your schedule and you feel energized by who you're seeing as a provider and as a business owner and in any business that you're in. Because when you're focusing on the impact that you have as a team and as the core values trickle together, they're going to trickle into everyone else. And you're making sure that who you are getting on your schedule or playing in the sandbox with or aligning with whatever career you may have, you want to be energized by that rather than being drained by it. We've all had jobs and days. I still have days where I go home just completely with nothing left. But we need to think about this general philosophy of impact and engraft the right who's into our lives. And we need to form beautiful units that are indestructible, growth mindset, and a made for more type of a vibe. Let's create unity with impact instead of just a whole bunch of little islands, which, in the middle of Michigan, islands sound great right now, but not in terms of people, just a collection of land with lots of ocean water. So yeah, that's my vision for my team, the right people committed and working towards enriching more than just our paychecks. And if it doesn't feel right or gives you the ick, you seriously need to ask yourself questions, because someone not aligned with your mission, it's not right for you and it's not right for them. And it's not wrong. It's just that give them the gift of moving on. I'm so passionate about all of you loving your life and being fulfilled. And I will be here for all of the hard talks. I crave unity, and I am an army working toward impact with my team. So thank you for joining today. Thank you for this brief little chat on impact. I hope that it enriched your life in some way, and I will see you back here soon. Congratulations, you have done it. You've reached the end of an episode on the Curated Beauty Podcast and have enriched a part of your self-care by discovering something new. I hope this time together added a little perspective to your day and will ultimately boost your confidence and give you the strength to do all the hard things. As we walk through this journey together, follow our Curated Beauty Podcast. And if this resonated with you, share it with a friend, save the episode, and also follow our social media platforms in the show notes. We love to engage with our listeners on all levels.